Hello and welcome back to the Mad Cinema Show. I'm Scott G.
And I'm Phil D.
It's Final Fantasy Day.
It is Final Fantasy VII Advent Children Complete Edition. Complete version.
Gloves the movie.
Yeah, Gloves the movie. That's really what it is. Super Gloves the movie. Yeah.
So many, they, like we were saying before, it was probably just because they had that fabric technology down then.
Yeah.
They had to show it off.
They had to show it off.
Everybody putting on gloves.
Like Rude does it, and Tifa does it. And, yeah, man, they gotta gloves it up the whole time. Upon the release of the Final Fantasy VII Remake, we figured why not talk about the Final Fantasy VII film?
Why not?
Because both of us played the original game. Yeah. And we were probably in the same boat as far as when Advent Children came out. We were fairly excited for it. Oh, yeah. Yay, we get a Final Fantasy movie.
And it looked cool. It still looks cool.
Still looks cool. Mm-hmm.
It's not hard to watch this movie.
No.
I still think it's incredibly hard to follow, but I think that's mainly due to the editing.
Yeah, the editing in places is just trash.
Kind of janky.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that in a little bit. But you're playing the remake currently.
Yes.
Yeah. So you want to talk about that?
Yeah. Okay. So briefly, I was, kind of excited about it. I was like, this looks cool. And then the demo came out and it piqued my excitement. I was like, okay, well, maybe they're doing something here.
Well, because it does look good.
It does. It looks wonderful. Yeah. And in trailers, especially the last round of trailers before the game came out, it was looking real nice,
Yeah.
So it piqued my curiosity, and then once the game launched, the thing is I share an account. I share a PSN account with a friend of mine.
Yeah.
Right. So we usually will buy games together. So we or what I mean is there's a funny little trick you can do where you make it to where your friends...
In case you didn't know.
Yeah, in case you guys didn't know how to share like downloaded games on the PSN.
Right.
If you make your main console your friend's and your friend makes his main console yours, then you guys can share each other's library.
Huh.
Yeah, so you can download anything that the other person gets and anything
Life
you
hacks,
get.
guys.
Yeah.
We're full of them.
It works.
Yeah.
So... we do that, and a lot of times we do that so that we can spend half as much on games, because,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But in this regard, a buddy bought us this game.
Oh.
Two friends. They said, well, Robbie was on here. You guys met Robbie, maybe, if you listened to an earlier episode.
Yeah, he was on the Conan episode. He was on some of the long-ass 5-hour Star Wars episode.
And then he fell out.
He fell out. We understand.
We made him go to sleep with our boring Star Wars shit.
We talked so much Star Wars.
But yeah, Robbie and then another friend bought Trey the game.
Yeah.
So I got the game. So I have not paid for it, and that's my point here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that if I'd paid $60 for this game right now, I would be angry.
Yeah.
Right now, I would be a little on the, well, fuck, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
I think it's decent, and I think if you haven't played the older Final Fantasies, if you're more of a new school Final Fantasy person, you will probably like it just fine.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's a bad game. I'm not saying that, but I'm not having fun with it.
Yeah.
It got to a point where I feel like the only reason I want to keep playing it is because I want to check out the story. Yeah, because the story is cool and the game looks great. And they have a lot of cool character stuff that they didn't have in the other ones.
They do some cool poses.
Totally. Yeah. And it's funny, and like there's a lot going for it. But I'm about done with it, and I've only played it for about 10 hours or so.
And from what you were showing me, a lot of it is due to the battle mechanics. They just they're like we were saying, they're little annoyances, but because you have to fight so much in this game, they pile up,
and it becomes the Final Fantasy VII Press Square Ultimate Adventure. So, it's like I don't know. Yeah. It's cool, and I think that some of the stuff works pretty well, but I remember this being an issue with the original game where you end up taking damage. and then it's like, oh, well, I got to use 4 potions. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, you're constantly running out of potions.
Yeah, it's not like you can use 1 potion and get back to what you're doing. It's like I got to use a bunch of potions. Well, that's still the case in this game. But because of the active time battle system, you don't have the fucking time and resources to just be snacking down potions.
Right.
And everything takes so long.
Well, and you're constantly having to get out of the way of the enemy.
Of the aggressive enemies. Yeah, if you're fighting any kind of aggressive enemy and you're trying to heal yourself and you're low on health, there's a good chance they are going to whop you before you have a chance to heal or res a character.
Yeah,
and that shit's
you got to go through
bullshit.
your whole animation, man.
You got to do that entire animation.
Cloud does not know where his most important item is on his person.
Like, man,
he has to look for it.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Is it in this pocket? Wait, no. I put
where did I put that?
Oh, shit, these aren't my cool pants.
Oh, no. That's what it is.
It's not his
Cloud
cool
doesn't
pants.
have his cool pants.
That's it, man.
Those pants look bad.
Oh yeah, the
pants look real bad.
Yeah, the rest of the game looks pretty fucking good. It really does. But you're right; those pants are horrendous looking. They look jank. They look some PS3 pants.
Shit game, guys. Don't buy it. Pants. Like, it's all about the pants.
Pants rating 0.
0 pants rating. I give this game 0 pants.
0 out of 5 pants.
0 out of 5 pants.
It's But yeah,
but you know what I give a 5 out of 5 pants to?
Oh, Cloud's hype new pants.
His hype new pants in Advent Children.
Yeah, those are his cool pants. Yeah, and they're showing off their cloth physics, you know, because that's again one of the things that they're flexing on. Everybody has cool drapey everything, like
all flowy.
Yeah. And
slightly,
it all looks awesome.
Slightly translucent.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you can see good detail in the cloth, and it. Okay, so that's something that I think's funny. As the transition from one to the other, let's talk about the visual style of the film. Okay?
Yeah.
So, I think you said this best. Is that Tetsuya Nomura pretty much has taken the tone of all Final Fantasy and tried to point it towards the visual language of Advent Children.
Yeah.
Everything past Advent Children. Well, really, it's everything past Final Fantasy VIII, because Final Fantasy VII didn't quite have the graphics to live up to the look, right?
And it's really more like his character design, because I don't because 12 is good.
Yeah, 12's good. Yeah.
And 12, it has a visual.
I know
it's visually different
Nomura had to
enough.
work on that one. There's no way he didn't.
Yeah.
But the thing is that's the Evil East world, and it was the tactics team that did a lot of it, and that's a different set of people, and you can tell in the art language of the Evil East world that it is a different thing than the rest of Final Fantasy.
I think you can see it the most probably in 15.
Oh, yeah.
I think once he started taking over more directing duties.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He has really been trying to remake Advent Children.
Especially since then. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Well, see, but I think 13 had that kind of thing to
13
it too.
was kind of like that.
Yeah. 13 was still headed in that direction.
It was a lot more colorful.
Yeah. 12.
This is a pretty gray movie.
12 was its own thing.
Yeah.
We're not talking about the MMOs, because that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Right? But 7, 8, 10... And then 15. Man, these games are weird.
Just numbers, man. Just throw numbers out at them.
It's a bunch of them. Those are more the style that I'm talking about.
Right.
And I would also blend that in with Kingdom Hearts. It's the same. It's just Kingdom Hearts is the kiddie version of that, but it's still this. Since Advent Children, it's been this visual thing that they're going for.
Yeah, just really flashy, which looks really good in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it looks good, especially for the time. For the time, that movie was phenomenal looking.
Absolutely.
But upon this watch, I noticed a couple of things that are a little odd, a little awkward. I mean, I'll go ahead and say I think the hair looks better in the game, in the remake of the game, which is funny because
it's softer.
Yeah.
Cloud's not using quite as much product.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah,
because it does look gelled up in the movie.
A little more natural. Yeah, but the look of a couple of things like that, it like texture quality. Certain things are better in the game looking, and certain things look better in the movie, and that's just weird that we've come to this point with real time graphics, because that's obviously been Square's benchmark since this movie was released.
Oh, absolutely.
We're trying to get to real time Advent Children.
Yeah.
Right? Well, I think we're there, guys. I think we can say, yeah. I mean, there's some things that aren't quite exactly like Advent Children, but it's weird to look at like the close-ups of characters' faces and stuff, because you realize that the poly count on these characters isn't that much more than what we do in real time.
Not really,
anymore.
dude.
You can still see kind of a jagged edge on their chin or on their nose.
I
when
will
it gets real
say
close.
there was a couple of scenes that didn't look like they had quite as much time put into them.
Yeah.
As far as like the rendering,
it was visually inconsistent.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Throughout.
Yeah, some scenes,
all of the action scenes look good.
Oh yeah,
it's really when they slow down, I guess, and you can see the characters. You know.
Well, okay. So again, we're watching the complete. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
the complete version. Complete edition on Blu-ray. I don't know if there's a 4K version. It would be interesting to see the 4K version, see if it looks better. But there's just quite a few scenes that look like they're like rendered at 720p.
Yeah.
You know, or upscaled from 480p to 1080p or something like that, because they have this like DVD quality like smear or aliasing, or this kind of low resy look that just. It doesn't fit well with the scenes that are so high res and so clean. Yeah. Right?
Well, maybe we're finally at that point to where no matter what we do to try to upgrade that, besides completely tear it down and rebuild it.
Well, they would have to re-render the damn movie, is what you're saying. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I know, because that's
you can't just put an HD gloss on it and expect it to look any better than it does at this point.
Well, fuck, man. Yeah. We watched the prequels on Blu-ray. That shit sticks out. Yeah, it's worse than it's way worse than that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but then again, it's incorporating it with live action, but it's still this like sometimes just like especially
don't mince words, man. It's boo boo.
Especially Phantom Menace, man.
The prequels are boo boo.
Dude, Watto looks like complete trash.
Yeah,
let me tell you. Okay,
it's like, and look, and I like Jetster Dexter. But he ain't looking good.
No, he's not.
He ain't looking good these days.
So good.
But yeah,
I think that the visual style though is amazing.
Like as far as like the designs,
totally.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They just ramped it up on everybody. Yeah. I mean, some people look exactly like they did before.
It's way more the aesthetic that is like impressive at this point.
Yeah, totally.
Like the character designs, which have always been good. But that's what I was gonna say. I really do like the updated character designs.
Yeah,
like everybody looks a lot cleaner. Yeah. Or
Barrett looks more relaxed, man.
Yeah, man.
He doesn't have his shades, and he's got like that mesh shirt, so I guess he's going to gay clubs at night.
But
that's fine.
Wow. Hey, man,
that's fine.
What you gotta do?
That's fine. I mean, I bet he does real well.
Oh yeah, Barrett's a good man.
But he looks cool, and then I think that specifically Tifa and Cloud.
Tifa look really good.
Tifa and Cloud just have a great redesign.
Absolutely.
I love the way the Turks look, because I mean the Turks look like they did, but you just really get to see them.
Yeah, and what is his name? Raul's got plenty of fucking glasses.
Oh, Rude.
Yeah.
Rude.
Oh.
Man, yeah, that's so funny. They keep breaking his glasses, and he has more. And he'll just look at Reno all pissed off like.
And this movie is funny, dude.
It's pretty funny.
I really did forget how comical it still was.
Yeah. And also, I guess this is a flat Earth model, because physics is obviously just a theory. It's like, ooh, there's shit going on in this, and I know this is basically the Dragon Ball Z style of shit happening, where it's like, it doesn't matter. It looks cool, doesn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, and that's kind of the thing, because it does look cool,
but it gets silly with its physics. And man, some of it, and because I mean,
physics, what are those?
Yeah, with them jumping from platform to platform while shit's falling, and I don't even understand the speed differences that they're doing with that whole thing, where you just get to a point where you're like, if I thought about this, it'd hurt my brain. I just have to accept it and go, cool, cool.
Well, and when they're throwing Cloud at the end, all of them. Just grabbing him and throwing him in the air.
I love Sid.
Yeah, that's not how...
Well, dude, Sid has the whip around with his pole arm, where he does a full 360 and then hits him on the feet.
Yep.
It's like, oh, yeah, that's cool. No,
because the longer the animation, the more powerful the attack, man.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
I heard somebody say that once.
Well, fuck it. It looks good.
Yeah, it looks
and
good.
It's fun. Yeah.
And the fight scenes are where this movie shines.
Absolutely.
Because the rest of the movie kind of falls
They kind
apart.
they kind of try to get a little too navel-gazy.
Oh, yeah.
To some degree. Like, they take a lot of words to explain some shit.
Yeah, they do.
Like, some real simple shit.
I agree with you, I don't really like the recap at the beginning of it. It's a little unnecessary for anybody that's seeing Final Fantasy.
I understand why you would put that in there, because you don't want to,
But, on the DVD, they also, or on the Blu-ray, they also included a, it's like a narrative overview of the
game.
Yeah. So you can watch that and get the idea of what happened. So
true.
It's like, who's this for? Who the fuck did they make this for? If they put that
people that haven't played Final Fantasy.
Well, that doesn't make sense. Because people that played Final Fantasy are the ones that want to watch it.
Trying to go for a broad audience.
Yeah, well, they didn't do a good job.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
They wanted more broads?
They wanted more broads.
The ladies do love Sephiroth, don't they?
It's that one wing.
Is that what it is? Is
yeah,
it the one ring? It's not his brooding personality and his listless ambition.
No, that's for the ladies. That's because that's what the ladies like.
That's what the ladies
like. They like a brooding sad sack.
And someone that you can't stop. Like Vegeta. Yeah. They like I'm telling you, man, the ladies love Vegeta and they love Griffith. They're like. You're like, Griffith's a murderer, and they're like, but he's a hot murderer. Yeah. I'm afraid of you.
I can fix him.
Yeah, I can fix him. Nah, he didn't do anything wrong. He's just ambitious. He just knows what he wants.
It's not like he raised a village or anything. Oh, wait.
He's just very confident. That's all. He has burning confidence.
He knows himself.
He does. He really knows himself. You got to give him that.
Yeah. Who doesn't know himself?
Cloud.
Well, that's what I was saying. Okay, so here's something, and this is a comment I hear from a lot of people.
Is this why he got the cool pants?
This is why he got the cool pants. Okay. But so in the game, Cloud is literally he's fiction. He's not himself throughout most of the game.
Yeah.
Because he literally forgot that he was Cloud and he started being Zack.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah, because he
simplifying this.
He never made Soldier. Zack was the one that was the soldier.
He had a completely different identity in the game, and by the end of the game, he learns all this shit.
Yeah.
So the fact that Cloud is really broody in this, I've heard as a negative, and I agree. I don't like this Cloud quite as much because he's not as fun. But I understand why he's like this.
Yeah, see,
because he literally just lost his entire existence right before this.
Well, Cloud at the beginning of the remake is like that too. But it seems like he lightens up a little bit. So maybe he was already like this, and then he got friends, and then so he lightened up, and then he lost everything again. I mean, he chose to lose some of it, but still, because he kind of isolates himself.
Yeah.
But you're kind of right on that,
what I'm saying is I think on this watch I kind of appreciate
his broodiness
a little bit more.
Totally.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I don't dislike it. I actually enjoy Cloud, and I like I don't remember who the voice actor is that plays him. He plays Clark Kent on the
Justice League.
On Justice League, and he's played a couple other people. He's apparently been Cloud in quite a few things. I think he's Cloud in Dissidia, and
probably the thing that he's known for the most.
And I want to say a lot of these voice actors are the same voice actors for Kingdom Hearts. I think that might be part of the thing.
That would make sense. I mean, if you're talking about the Western, voice acting industry, there aren't really that many people at any one time.
Oh, dude, there's only so many people. That's why Alucard's in fucking everything.
Yeah. exactly.
Oh my
That's
God.
why Steve Blum is in everything.
Is in everything. That's why. Oh damn it! What's his name? Fry. Man, what's his name? Well, damn it! I feel like an asshole. I love him.
Oh well. We'll make it up on another episode.
We will. I promise you, Fry Man.
You're Fry Man.
Not Frylock. Different Fry Man. We're.
But yeah, no, like the Western voice acting industry is really small, and then if you think about like this
you will recognize
this came
these
from Japan.
voices.
This is essentially an anime, so those people. It's an even
It's
smaller
not,
group.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So,
and
which I don't mind. I like most of these people.
Yeah, totally.
So,
Rachel Lee Cook is Tifa, and that's the chick from
Something About Mary.
She's all that.
She's all that.
Something
That's
about Mary. Yeah,
Something About Mary.
It's what's her
It's
name?
one of those guys.
It's one of the movies. It's where the kid goes to the high school prom and comes in the girl's hair. That's it's that one. That's whatever. But who else is in it? It's Quentin Flynn. Quentin Flynn is Reno. That's the dude that plays that does Raiden's voice in the Metal Gear games. Yeah. And you can tell. I kept listening to him and be like, why does he sound like? Oh, it's because it's And he's totally playing like Metal Gear 2 Raiden, where he's like, Snake, I don't know what's going on.
And then he's just always saying the worst things.
Oh my God. And Snake's like, you fucking green idiot. So,
but yeah,
but the voice cast is really good. I'm sure we missed some other people, but I recognized about half of them pretty quickly. Dude, fucking Barrett is Jet.
Oh yeah, we almost forgot that.
I can't remember that guy's name right now, but so there's two from Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah,
but anyway,
overall,
voice cast is good.
Voice cast is good.
It's also crazy because when you look this movie up, it's hard to find the voice cast of the English. Like
it really
they want to drown it with the Japanese voice cast, which is the first time that I saw the film. I saw it as the Japanese release.
Yeah,
and I remember it being different than when it came out here. I do really remember that.
Yeah.
But it was hard for me to I can't tell you.
So with the complete, they just added a bunch of dirt. And
I think. So
that's what it is.
Okay, so the complete
because it came out and it was just Final Fantasy Advent Children, and I was just like, why is it complete?
Yeah. So the complete edition, it seems like, and this might be the problem with the inconsistency of quality for scenes, is that they probably didn't go through and re-render the entire film.
That would make sense, because whenever they're clean, it doesn't look that good.
Yeah.
But when shit's dirty,
then it looks better. So that's exactly what happened here.
So there you go, rendering guys. That's all you need. Just more dirt.
Just make everything dirty, guys. Come on.
Just dirt it up.
Yeah, because basically the idea is the first time that this fucking movie came out, the Japanese version, because this is kind of a thing that the Japanese like doing, is not making their characters look like shit. It's it's like Polyphony Digital, the guys that make Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
For years, and hell, I don't even know if they have it now. To be honest with you, they'd never put car damage in their games.
Yeah.
And
I do remember about
it's because like they'd be like, well, nobody wants to see a wrecked Porsche. I'm like, what? No, you want to wreck your Porsche.
You want to,
because you can't wreck a real one. That's why you do it in the game. What are you talking about?
That's why Burnout was awesome.
Yeah, man, Burnout. Oh my God, the wreck mode on that, like the thing where you basically jam up an intersection. You remember that?
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, the times. That's
why it's fun.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyways, so I think the weak point of this movie
is the rest of it.
What? Well, number one, okay. So I'm not saying this is a bad movie.
No, but it's also like a 6.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, totally.
For what it is.
Oh man, and the fight scenes are great.
The fight scenes are hype as fuck.
They represent the moves that Cloud and Tifa and all them actually do in the games. You know, they do
really
things
well.
that you the Tifa in the church fight scene.
Yeah, dude, that's my favorite one, dude.
That moment when she like hits the wall and she like
just kind of
lands.
Yeah.
Ooh.
She got that Spider-Man pose.
So okay, I gotta tell you guys.
Dude.
I gotta tell you guys some funny stuff. So I have a 3-year-old, and because of the Final Fantasy VII Remake, I've been playing that at night. You know, I'll read her a book, and then she'll sit in my lap, and I'll play that because it's just boring enough that she'll go to sleep.
Yeah.
And so I'm playing fairly early on, and there's a thing where, you know, Jesse, one of the Avalanche members, gives you some materia, and in case you guys don't know, materia is this big glowing orb of goodness, of magical goodness. So
concentrated maca.
That's right. Yeah. So they you know, Jesse's like, "Oh, here, Cloud. I forgot to give you this this materia." And my daughter looks at me and she puts her hands up in the air and she goes, "We gotta get bath bombs." And I don't know where that came from, but apparently she read materia as bath bombs, and she got real excited.
How did she know what bath bombs are?
I'm saying that's her mom. That's definitely her mom. I'm not using no bath bombs. Let me tell you that.
But that's fucking hilarious.
It's so good.
That's
dude.
good,
It's so
man.
Good.
It's a funny kid. But
other than the fight
so the
scenes,
kids
though.
the kids still look weird.
Oh, the kids look so weird, dude. That's that uncanny valley problem with this
They have
movie.
tiny hands, dude.
The proportions on the children are just
They're not good.
There's one kid that he's holding his hand. I want to say it's even Denzel, you know, the main kid, where he's holding his hand up to his face and his elbow to wrist ratio is off in a way where I'm like, little freak boy.
Yeah. So at this point, we haven't gotten past the uncanny valley.
Man, no. Which, I mean, have we really?
Not really.
Kind of, maybe. The way we've got past the uncanny valley is to do scans of people, so we're hacking it.
Yeah.
We're tricking it, is what we're doing. We're tricking the uncanny valley because we're actually we're just scanning people in to then be, because I mean, like, have you seen Death Stranding?
Yeah, that's
it's pretty close.
It's pretty close.
Norman Reedus looks like motherfucking Norman Reedus.
He does fall down good.
He falls down so good. Damn, he falls down good. I've never fallen down so many times in a game. Let me tell you that. Oh, and it makes me real happy.
Yeah.
That's definitely why I kept playing that game. Woo! I guess we're a little bitter.
Only Kojima could make a mechanic where falling down was.
Slide down this mud hill and don't bust
your
ass.
And just keep sliding down this mud hill.
It's the game. Hey, you got boxes on your back. It's gonna make sliding down worse.
No, but what I was gonna say before, I think. So the villains.
Okay. So
really, Kadaj. Yeah.
What's it? Yazoo, Kadaj, and Laz.
Yeah.
Don't cry, Laz. That shit's weird.
And Kadaj gets a little esoteric for my tastes.
Okay.
You know?
I think he's got too much of like a psychotic emo kid thing going on. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like he should be a character in like Invader Zim, but instead he's here. Yeah. I'm gonna take over the world. And he's just giddy with his weird.
He's so pleased with himself.
He's very pleased with himself. That's kind of what I mean. That's kind of he's into it.
Really.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know that I love those guys as villains. I think that, you know, we were talking about the movie before we watched it, and I think both of us kind of agree that it seems like, you know, Kadaj is kind of a thought-out character, but then Yazoo and Laz are both half-wits. Like it's like their brains didn't fully form. Their dialogue barely makes sense most of the time. It's almost like they don't talk to people. They just talk at people the whole time. They say things that don't make sense in context. They make odd comments. Like and their timing is weird. Like it's
just
hard.
Really awkward dialogue.
Yeah.
Man.
So it makes me wonder if this is an intentional thing because they're supposed to be just odd, you know, or if this is a thing where it's like they didn't deliver this right, or the director didn't tell them how to be the right kind of
menacing,
you know.
Yeah.
What's my motivation?
Where's mother?
Yeah, that's your motivation.
You're looking for mom.
Yeah. Where's mother? That's what it is. Really... He kept reading that book. Where's My Mother? No, Are You My Mother?
Are You My Mother?
You remember that book?
Yeah, I remember that.
That little bird thought all that shit was his mother. Are you my mother? No. Yeah, so they got their mom in a box. What's up with that, huh? I love it the way that
you don't put your mom in boxes.
Not most of the time.
Not most of the time.
I mean, maybe in conversations.
Yeah. Great.
I really like that moment when Rufus Shinra
when he dives out
or when he just throws it. Jukes him.
Yeah,
it's just like
dude, he's just so
he's like, oh, you want your mom? Fuck you. Mom's off the side of a building. What's up,
dude? And he's so smooth with that shit.
He really is, dude. And Shinra dodges out of the way of that materia blast,
absolutely.
Whatever materia that is. It was just Hadouken materia.
Yeah,
was that
for real.
I didn't know they had Hadouken material.
Yeah, because it's like just materia magic. It's magic.
It's fucking
just
magic.
Whatever magic.
It's just magic.
You want to summon a big beast? Yeah. You can summon a big flying
I love
beast.
How much materia they shoved into their arms at the end.
Oh yeah, Yuffie.
Yeah. Oh no, I don't mean Yuffie. I mean like Laz and Yazoo.
Oh yeah.
At that after he beats Kadaj,
oh, yeah.
or stops him. He doesn't really beat him, does he? Yeah, no. Because he goes off with the box.
Yeah.
Then he has to fight the other two.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So I mean,
this isn't confusing.
I mean, the story's pretty straightforward. It's like, well, okay, these three things.
Well, and that's where I'm getting in with the editing.
Yeah,
because the story is pretty straightforward.
Yeah,
and if they had left it alone, but they keep wanting to cut back at really inappropriate moments to kind of exposit at you.
Which, this is a good thing to talk about directly after coming off of something that we both think has phenomenal editing, which is Slaughterhouse 5,
yeah.
Somebody who took or a film that used editing in a way that it made a story that should be linear and made it non-linear, yet it tastefully did it back and forth. This takes certain moments and it just feels splintered. It doesn't feel like that
cohesive
and it doesn't feel like that has a point to it. Like it at least in Slaughterhouse 5, there's a fucking point. Or how about in a movie? Oh, sorry, I got the hiccups here.
All good.
Or a movie like Highlander.
Highlander's really good about that.
Yeah.
Well, because they rhyme.
Yeah.
You're not just cutting back to something to cut back something. It matters to what's going on.
Context, man.
And that's what I was saying. I feel like this movie is more tech demo than movie. It's a really nice, really cool looking tech demo. It's just when you have to get it from one fight to the next, that's when it kind of falls apart a little bit.
Because you're just kind of waiting for the next fight scene, and even when they're expositing, even when they're explaining to you what's happening, you're just kind of going, okay, what's going on?
So, what's the verdict?
I mean, it's not bad.
It's
not bad, and I think it's worth watching if you're a Final Fantasy fan. I would say off of because Final Fantasy VII, because of it being what it is.
Yeah.
It changed everything.
We all know what it is. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It definitely had an impact.
It had a huge impact, and because of that, they eventually wanted to milk on that franchise. Hey, let's make some Final Fantasy VII cash.
Can't blame nobody for making money, but
and during this time period, there were 4 or 5 properties that came out in relation to Final Fantasy VII.
There were a lot of fucking games.
So there was
Crisis Core, Dirge of Cerberus. It's really all I know.
Do you know about Final Crisis? Did I tell you about Final Crisis?
Yeah, I know.
Final Crisis is an anime that is the story of Crisis Core, and it's fucking cool. So it's just Zack's story.
Yeah,
that's all it is. And I think it works better than Crisis Core just because it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
It's only about 30-45 minutes or something.
Yeah,
very cool.
It's a little more of a shorter story.
Totally. Yeah, but it works and it's solid. Love it. You guys should check it out. I potentially like it better than this because it makes more sense. But that's really it. The fight scenes aren't
just
cool.
a better it's just a better story.
It works better in whole, right?
Yeah.
Dirge of Cerberus is kind of a trash game. Crisis Core is cool. What else was Final Fantasy VII that came out, man? The thing is, like, Advent Children to me is better than the other properties that came off Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
And you know, it's good in its certain merit, but it didn't age exactly well.
Yeah.
You know, some things about it seem very much of its time. Right. And that's, you know, whatever. CG kind of does that. It's just kind of the way it is. And it's funny that we've now caught up to it and in live action.
It's like in actual games.
Because that's about 10 years. It took about 10 years for actual games to look like that. And that's a good fucking achievement. But
good job.
You know,
Square.
Is it worth going back to try to understand Final Fantasy more? Not really. Does it add to the Final Fantasy VII story for real? Does it enhance Final Fantasy VII? I don't really think so. I don't think
personally.
So. I think
it's a neat. I think it's like it's one of those things like fucking potato chips. It's good while you're eating it, but you're probably not going to think about it much when you're done.
Yeah. You know? But Crisis Core, and that's part of the reason I like it more, it actually adds to the story of the game in a way that it's useful.
Yeah.
You know, the Advent Children just kind of goes, well, you know, if some shit happened later, it'd kind of be like this. You know, it's almost as useful to the Final Fantasy story as the new Star Wars trilogy is to the rest of the Star Wars movies. It's like, well, you know, there were parts. You know, it looked good, right? I mean, it's kind of the same.
Especially Rise of Skywalker.
Well, which
Does
both
Advent
of us
Children
have
like
neglected to purchase on Blu-ray. We're like,
no,
I could buy anything else.
I'll wait. It'll happen. I'll buy it.
Yeah. And then we'll talk about the bonus features. We'll bore you with 4 hours of
the bonus feature talk.
Bonus features. We're gonna watch the bonus features on all the Star Wars films and then talk to you about Frank Oz.
Riveting.
But no, I think that if you're a big Final Fantasy VII fan, it's worth watching.
Absolutely.
And I think the fight scenes are fucking dope.
They are hype.
If you like Dragon Ball Z at all, you better watch this movie because that's
just, it. It's Dragon Ball Z with swords, dude.
Ooh, dude, because when it really boils down to it, that's why we want to see.
And
this
that may
movie,
sound
right?
like I'm trying to be dismissive. No, it's Dragon Ball Z with swords, guys. That's a good thing.
Yeah, it's like that like Gurren Lagann, or like that man, what else? Dude, it's just so tight.
It's just super hype,
Man, and there's it also blows me away that the animation quality seems to be much better in the fight scenes.
Yeah.
So that's a weird one, but you know, I guess they cared more. But so if you want to see an exhilarating, you know, movie,
fist bumping,
it's a good, powerful flick to watch. But
it's gonna act like it wants to make you think,
but it doesn't.
Don't try,
because it doesn't make a good point at all.
It doesn't.
No, and it does not really add to the mythos of Final Fantasy VII much, fucking at all.
Yeah.
You know, the remake seems like it's trying to
You're
do
here
something.
for a fireworks show, guys.
Yeah. Also, that's a funny thing.
Because so what's up with the remake?
I don't want to spoil things.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to spoil things too much.
Well, just in case, guys.
Yeah.
Putting in a spoiler warning right here. We're going to talk about the Final Fantasy remake.
Yeah.
If you don't want to know anything.
Yeah. Because before
that we
I was
haven't
really
already
just talking
said
about the way it looks,
and
that I'm disappointed in the battle system. That's not spoilery, but I'm going to talk about story right now. So that's
that's enough warning. You've had time.
Well, the thing to say is that it's not a remake. It's a reimagining, and it seems to be like it's a situation where Sephiroth has gone into the live stream to change shit. Okay, and that's all I'm really going to say about it. But he's trying to make it where Aerith doesn't die, so Holy never existed.
Yeah,
that's because that fucked his plans up, right?
Which is interesting, which kind of like makes me want to play it.
And exactly,
knowing that, because it's like, it is aiming for something different.
And even saying that to me, it doesn't ruin the want to play it. Being a Final Fantasy VII fan, you're like, really?
Yeah.
It actually makes me want to play it more than it does. Yeah.
Exactly.
So I don't think that's a bad spoiler, but it's still fucking spoiler.
Yeah.
But that kind of negates Advent Children happening at all. So that's a fun one.
Well, they're trying to erase Advent Children.
Maybe. You think that might be it? They don't want that storyline to happen? Because I mean, Dirge of Cerberus also happened after Final Fantasy VII.
True.
So potentially that's what's up. Is that
maybe they're trying to go for a clean slate?
Yeah, and they're trying to rebuild up the 7 universe. So maybe that's what they're going for. You know, try to, because it seems like that's what people are doing now. The Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake. The you know, everybody wants to relive the good old days. Fucking Half-Life's back, guys. Half-Life's back. It's real good, by the way.
Yeah,
I think I already said that.
If you're gonna play one game, Half-Life, instead of Final Fantasy Remake, different.
No, I mean, if you're gonna play one game, is that what you're saying to me? If you're gonna play one game, if you're gonna play one game,
you
need to play.
You're on an island.
Hot. Oh. Super hot. Super hot, guys.
Super hot. And that's where we're probably gonna end it. Philip, final thoughts?
Super hot. And shut up and
watch the movie. Yeah. All right, bye guys.